Hi guys, Pdgcast here. Welcome back to my channel, back to the podcast Vice Pdgcast number 9. And today, what are we talking about today? It's been a minute since the podcast, because stuff has been happening in and around Japan and in my work life and whatever. In addition to that, a lot of you don't really mess with the podcast. I don't know why, but it's been a whole new vibe on my channel since maybe January, February, March. Since my birthday, things have been different. But we'll go through it. I know I'm always real with you. I'm all cute in 100, and I hope to not be dropping on just the volumes the other thing. Yeah. So let's see today what are we talking about? Yeah, I don't know. I don't like dating no in this time 2020 2021. I don't know if I like dating today. Also going to talk about the rules of a engagement. How you approach women or men or whoever you decide to approach, and the rules that are quite weird and don't make any sense to me. And then we're going to look at passive aggression and how it happens in Japan. And then we're also going to talk about a topic that something that's happened to me recently, more than once actually. I just want to know how you guys feel about it. The fact that if you know someone and you're friends with both persons who are in a relationship, and one person cheats on the other person or is engaged in unscrupulous activities, do you advise the other person? What are the rules to that? Do you mind your own damn business? Let me know in the comments down below, and let's get straight to start. Good. Why I don't like dating now? First of all, with the advent of this corona novel Shinkato, with this whole coronavirus thing, it's just even more difficult. In Japan, yeah, in Japan, it's just Japan, and it, the mask thing. Believe me, I already have a thing for the oral hygiene. I like girls with good mouths. I like nice teeth. I like to see nice, you know what I mean. And with the mask wearing 24/7 now, it's like you don't know who you're talking to. Like it is, it's crazy. The mask, when they take out the mask, oh, it appears nice and cute and pretty and made up, and then you look, oh no, what's that down there? The jiggy jagger teeth, the teeth that are back and front that Japanese consider cute, twisted and all that, and the color is not pleasant. The color looking like natto. Yeah, those teeth, not cute. And they find it cute, the twisted teeth thing. I don't know. Even 7 years later, I don't find it attractive at all. And then with that now, Corona and stuff, the romance of the kissing and the touching and that, you can't really do that. And it's sad. It's really sad. The dating scene in Japan, it really depends on what you want. If you're looking to be serious, it's very difficult. If you just want to be frivolous and go out and whatever, it's much easier. And then you don't even want to date people in the same scene. Like I'm in Chiba, and then there's the scene in Tokyo with the nightlife, and it's all the same people, and if you have to watch like the connections with people to see, because if like certain people are following certain people, like for example, for me, if I see a girl that's banging, I'm like, oh man, that girl is fine, and then hit her Instagram, and then I'm like, wait, but she's followed by X and Y and Z and A and B and D. I don't want somebody that's too popular either. I am picky. Yes, I am picky, but it's for good reason. I have good high standards. I mean, there's at one point, there was this girl that was into me, this dancehall chick that was into me. She said I was her type, and she flirted with me a couple of times, and I said, okay, let's hang out eventually. But things happen, and we just never eventually actually met to go out. We run into each other at parties maybe, and dance with each other and stuff, but nothing too serious. She speaks a little English. She's actually half Japanese and something else. I'm going to give you the details to that. But yeah, it's weird for me, the dating here. When I was in Jamaica, it's not really a dating thing in Jamaica, dating scene per se. Like you talk, you go eat some food, and you're there. Basically, that was it. You're together. We in Jamaica, when your boyfriend girlfriend become boyfriend and girlfriend, when you're there, you're together. You know, and invariably, I've had some interesting dating experiences both in Jamaica and Japan, and I have actually dated more non-single people in Japan than I did in Jamaica. And I mean, I didn't. I mean, I'm not boasting or bragging, but it's weird here. Like everybody's fair game. I mean, those in a relationship, those who are not in relationships, those who are seriously committed, and those who are not. I mean, if they want to do something, they can do it. And it's so easy to get away with things here in Japan because people are so focused on work, and work is the main focus. And so, work can be also used to cover the tracks of those who are engaging in such misdeeds, misdemeanors, and all that. But yeah, I don't like. I think I'm born. I was born in the wrong era. I want to court. I want to spend time getting to know you, and then push comes to shove, whatever. I mean, yeah, I want that type of thing. And then there are particular set of people that if you date them, and shit hits the fan, like things get serious or things don't work out, then it's a whole segment or a whole section of people that you can't talk to again because they're gonna talk. So it's catch 22. What do you do? I mean, do you say risk it for the biscuit? You just go out and do what you gotta do, or do you play it safe? These are things that I've been contemplating. I'm now 35 years old. Dear God, I came to Japan when I was 28. Damn, it's just crazy. I mean, then also, no, if I like you, I'm an Aries, and apparently we like intensely. And intensity, we like quickly, and we go. If we like you, we like you. Shout out to all the Aries out there. Yeah, so if I like you, I want to talk to you. I want to spend time. I want to get to know you. My love language is quality time. So why should I have to wait 3 days or 2 days before engaging with you? Why do I have to wait 15 million days, months, hours to talk to you? I mean, if I want to talk to you, I want to talk to you. No, and I can talk to you for hours without even trying, not even trying. I'll talk. I used to talk to girls until the phone battery is dead on my end, and we still will continue talking. Probably that's why I ended up being friends because they realize I don't know. Like, don't you talk to people that you like often? Isn't that what you're supposed to do? No, you have to make them miss you and don't call them. I'm like, no, I don't want to play games. I like you. You like me. Let's start talking, getting to know each other, go out, hang out, whatever. The whole rule system thing is so stupid. Oh, if you get her number, don't call her. Wait 3 days. What? 3 days? I could be dead, fam. Maybe that's why I'm still single. I don't follow the society's rules or conform to the ideals. And then person say, "Oh, you talk to me too much, so I just think of you as a friend." Like, what the? What is that? What is that? What is that really? Come on, guys. You people need to stop with this bullcrap. If you have, I feel a lot of persons have issues with expressing themselves, and have issues with just being real and showing emotions and being vulnerable. Like, it's so weird. Growing up in Jamaica, men are not supposed to cry or show emotion, or if that's a sign of weakness, when actually it's actually a sign of strength, being able to engage your emotions and being able to express them, whether in tears or in written form, whatever form you decide to express them in. I feel. I saw something on Twitter. Simon the writer. I went to a couple extra lessons with him. When in Jamaica, he went to I think yeah, nice guy, quality, good, brilliant mind, English wise and stuff. And he actually wrote something about the fact that he went through several experiences, five deaths that caused him to realize that nothing is wrong with crying. And it was really just a powerful testimony of how we allow a certain narrative to dictate to us how we should say something, to tell us how we should be living our lives. And sometimes that narrative is so archaic and antiquated. I mean, the whole issue of dating now, especially, is the issue of finances and spending. Those who have money don't have an issue spending money, and those who don't have an issue spending money. And the fact that someone may be attracted to young woman, yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem paying for a date. I don't have a problem. It's what it is. I asked you out, I'm paying for your time, paying for you, I'm paying for your meal. It's not a big deal. That was not always my stance. I used to be, depending on who it was, and I made a mistake. I think I spoke about it on the podcast that I got burned a couple of times, like, you know, and then I made a mistake with the wrong one, and the right one made the wrong decision with the right one, and that caused a little problem going forward. But it is what it is. You live and you learn, and you have to learn from experience, which is important. No, no one is entitled to anything if money is spent. That is not doesn't give you any sense of it doesn't give you any ownership. It doesn't give you any rights to anything. You know what I mean? You just hope that if you are putting out some investment, investing your time, investing your resources with someone, that they will be able to reciprocate in another way or form, which is of course consensual. You know what I mean? You're not going to force them to do something because you did that. And you're not going to try and coerce them, because then what is the how do you feel about that? How is that something that you like feel proud about? It's just weird. Like the whole thing, social media again has played a really integral role in corrupting the minds of individuals and the goals and this and that. And if you can't have expensive, you can't have an expensive taste with cheap budget. You know what I mean? You have to know within your range. And it's interesting, a lot of the women that I know and speak to always indicate that they don't have a problem with dates and going and having guys pay for this stuff. It's the guys out there, the sims, or the guys that are bitter and salty, talking about girls always only want money from them, or girls are only after them for the money. I mean, bro, if you know what the game is, you play the game. Don't hate the player. You know what I mean? Do what you gotta do, and find the person that fits your ideals. So if you need a girl that is understanding and is willing to go 50-50 on a date with you, then you find that girl. If you want a girl that you know that is willing to pay for dates sometimes, you find that girl. And so don't bash the ones that don't fit your lifestyle or don't fit your suitability. You know what I mean? It's not cool, bro. And the pick me's out there. Oh yes, I agree with you, because they want their faves to to recognize them and give them attention. It's crazy. Social media clout is probably the worst drug created in mankind, and the most addictive one at that. And we're gonna go nice to segue into the social media clout, into the passive aggression that one faces while living in a country like Japan. And the backdrop is that invariably this country doesn't like confrontation, but they will confront you passively, not actively. And for instance, if you're playing the music too loud in your apartment, they will knock on the door, on the wall. They won't come to your door and say, "Excuse me, you're too loud." They'll knock on the wall until you stop, or they slam their balcony door to make noise to counteract the noise that you're making in your apartment. Whether it's legitimate noise, like you're talking on the phone, or you're doing something that requires some noise. But it's just weird. I have gotten letters from my neighbors when I was in Toyota saying that you were at the level of a siren. Please, could you be quiet? Blah blah blah. But so you fix that problem, work on compromises. But the neighbors here, there's no interaction at all. You don't see them basically. You only hear them sometimes when they're cooking, maybe, or whatever. Those are a paper thing here in Japan, by the way, if you don't know. But speaking of passive aggression, the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because this week, I was in Minami Ikebukuro Koen, which is the East Park near the station in Ikebukuro. Ikebukuro. I was hanging out with Adam, Moxum, and Gabriel, and Abs. Abs was there too. But we're hanging out there, and we're drinking, chilling out. Nice weather. Not nice, but it was cool enough. Little rain, but it wasn't spitting down heavily. We're just chilling, and apparently there's a cigarette box on our table. Someone comes up, a male, looks like a gardener, comes to the table, puts his hand down. Okay, no smoking, okay? So we were like, we're drinking, we're like, okay, wait, what? Smoking? No one's smoking here. So park, no, so smoking, no smoking. I'm like, yeah, it's an empty carton. No one was smoking though. Legit, no one was smoking. And while he was practicing his English, so Adam's like, Nani, Nani, like what? He's like, a sweet tonight, and he's like, you didn't smoke? I said, no one smokes. While this is happening, you have three girls behind us smoking, or smoking, like, I'm puffing up smoke. So I'm like, "Squeeze me? Hello?" Like, I was like, "Sir, you." He only had eyes for us as a foreigners in the park. Four males. I'm gonna say four males. All of us were dark skinned. So I don't know if that is something that I should be speaking about because then people get upset that I'm speaking on about negative. But yeah, I just wonder why he didn't approach the Japanese women like that. Or he didn't approach them at all. He just, after he did that, he practiced his English, went off, and then we noticed him talking to this actual security guard further about 100 meters off and pointing at us and saying whatever he was saying. I was like, yo, bro, come on, bro. Come on, bro. It was crazy. We had no time for it. We had no energy for him. Like, yo, we ain't smiling and laughing with you today, buddy. We're about it. Like what? You know? And it is something that you'll encounter while in Japan. If you ever move to Japan or ever travel through Japan, a lot of stuff that they do is passive aggressive because that's how they. It's ingrained in their culture. It has to be. It has to be. You know, oh, you did this so well, Yeah, usually we do this, or in Japan, they love to say this. In Japan, this is the way it must be done. Whether or not the way that it is being done is actually logical, or makes sense, or is the most efficient way, or the most effective way of doing things. And they're very patriotic and protective of their tradition, which is fine. I have no problem with that. They're not really receptive to other ideas per se, especially coming from like foreigners. They like to feel that they have done something and they are in charge of it. And it is something that I really have no time for at this age. I used to work in corporate financial institution in Jamaica, and I mean I'm over it. I'm no longer a young bushy tailed college student trying to make my way. I've been there and done that. No, I would never come to Japan and be up there. Oh my god, I'm just waiting to do your bidding, sir. I'll ask questions and I'll challenge things that don't make sense to me, which I still did when I was at the financial institution in Jamaica, which is really weird. Everybody wanted me to speak in the meetings, like oh, everybody look at me, Andre, do you have anything to say? I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm good, you know. But it's just one of those things that in life, especially when have lived in more than one country, I can say that, Japan and Jamaica. But when you live in different countries and observe the cultures, especially cultures that are vastly different in terms of the values and the ethos and the morals and stuff like that. Morals, it's fascinating how little things that you take for granted in your home country is not really something that is done outside. And it's just one of those vibes, like you just wonder sometimes you miss certain things that we done in Jamaica, and in Japan you're like, geez, if only I was in Jamaica, this could be done or whatever. And sometimes it works other way as well. Like when you go back to Jamaica or when you visit your home country, like if they did this way, it would work here, and it would be perfect. But no, Jamaicans we like to cuss. We like to tell you directly what is wrong, and we like to confront you. We are not afraid of that, and it is a part of us, and it's just something that it might be a bit might be a bit different for persons coming here to see how submissive, how they put a lot of things under the surface. They don't really address it in public. They talk about it privately, and sometimes they don't even talk about it at all. They're always just skirting around the issue. And with that, a lot of passive aggressive moves that Japanese people make in the workplace as well is, if you talk about, they don't go to you to confront you, they go to your supervisor. And you and them will be talking good, and you think, everything is okay, but it's not. Yeah. Anywho, which time is gone in this thing here? Yeah. Uh, what else we have on the docket here? Okay, so tell me now. The question for today is: tell me, would you tell on a person that cheats? Now, here are the criteria that I want you to listen to. So, the person, one or both of the persons. Actually, both of the persons in the relationship. You've known one longer than the other, but and you're close to both of them. So let's say X cheats on Y, and you know both X and Y. How do you approach that? Or you know that X wants to break up with Y, but Y wants to work. try to save the relationship. How do you approach that? Like, what have you been in that situation where you're almost in the middle and you're hearing a story from one side and you're hearing a story from the other side, and you can't tell X what Y has said or Y what X has said because you're going to basically endanger your integrity. It's not a nice place to be in. It's not a nice place to be in. But yeah, a lot of people, like if I saw my father cheating on my mother, I'll have to. I love my mother. I love my mother to death. I love both my parents, but I love my mother. And so I'll have to confront my father about it, if that was the case. And vice versa. I'll confront and say, "Yo, what is he doing? Don't do it again." And if you do it again, I will tell. You know what I mean? Or I'll say, like, I'll direct them to, hey, you need to talk to your wife or you need to talk to your husband. Just talk to them. I wouldn't, and I'll guide them to a certain point. I wouldn't tell them what I know, but I would say probably need to speak to your boyfriend or speak to your girlfriend. I've done that, and see what happens. And then when they say, "Oh, okay, really," I didn't know, which I probably didn't know, but there's some things that I know that that shouldn't be said because I didn't want to be the person. It's not my place to speak on things like that. What about your best friend? How would you view it? Like if your best friend was in a relationship and something was happening to them that would adversely affect them, what would you inform them? Let me know in the comments down below because people out here doing the most and they don't need to be doing the most. Yeah, that's the PG cast today. 20 minutes of ramble, jamble, samble. So I'll see you soon, maybe in the next video. All right, because the guy to Jamaica and YouTuber, Iki Show. Hope you enjoyed the podcast, the PG cast. All right, my out.